Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. What's going on, my Be the Gang? Blessings to you all, blessings to you all. We're gonna let the Be the chat fill up a little bit or not, but we're gonna give it a second and get into this word momentarily. All right, so just give it a moment. Let's vibe. What up, WTF? What's up, bro? What's going on, my Be the Collective? Be the Gang, be the Gang. Pop up in the chat. Blessings to y'all, blessings to y'all. Happy first Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to let the room fill up a little more. We got about 2.5 more minutes. We're going to take off at 5. 5, if you didn't know, spiritually is the number of grace. So by the grace of God, there go I. By the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace toward me was not in vain. Yet I labored more abundantly than they all, yet not I, but the grace of God that was within me. So I'm not doing this within my strength. As y'all know, chosen ones, seers, earth angels, star seeds, light workers, people who've chosen to live in the light, who once were in darkness, welcome. Who ain't living in the matrix no more, welcome, welcome, welcome. We going in, y'all. We going in. Blessings, blessings. What's going on, brother Joe? How you doing? Happy Sunday. Blessings to you. Be the gang, be the gang, be the gang. Being divinely aligned gang. We got about a minute left before we get the message started. So feel free to, put some hellos in the chat. Put some praised hands, some raised hands in the chat. This is a safe space. No negativity will be allowed. We rebuke that in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Trinity. No negativity. That's a fact, Jimmy Jazz 217. No negativity, man. No negativity. We won't have to do anything because, the energy that they put out is going to come right back to them. We don't got to do nothing but just keep walking in purpose. So it's a perfect segue. Happy Sunday. And this live, we're going to be talking about in spite of. Yes, Lord. So in spite of, in spite of the season that you may be in, you could be in a good season and it could be better, but you're wondering why it seems to be like there's a roof or a ceiling. Or you could be in a transitional season where you're leaving one thing behind and pressing forward toward the mark of something else. And, it seems like stuff is happening. Or you could be in a season where everything is going wrong and, you just have to continue moving in spite of. And my chosen ones notice, you know what I mean? And when I say chosen ones, I mean anybody who is a representation of the Most High God here on earth, walking in their divine path that the Most High is given to them. We're going to encounter a lot of stuff, but we must proceed forward in humility, obedience, excellence, and endurance, because that's what we're called to do. Many are called, few are chosen. You see what I'm saying? Many are called, chosen. For the few that are chosen, to whom much is given, much is required. You know what I mean? It's always going to be a bigger requirement for those that are chosen than those that are called. And I'm not saying that to differentiate the two in a negative way. I'm saying that plainly as it says, many are called, few are chosen. And there's a higher responsibility that as you are chosen, you need to walk in. But that doesn't mean that we're not human chosen. That doesn't mean when we're divinely aligned, collective, I'm talking to you, that we don't experience emotions like everyone else. No, contrary to your opinion, we experience every emotion. But it's up to us to realize that we're not forgotten, to realize that this season of pruning, or this season of loss, or this season of isolation, or this season of seemingly being overlooked isn't for a reason. It wasn't for a reason. It was already knowing that you're going to encounter this on the road. And as you encounter this on the road, it's up for you to keep going in spite of. So in spite of, what I have, the verse is found in Isaiah chapter 49, verse 14 to 16. And it says, "But Zion said, the Lord has forsaken me, and my Lord has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget, yet I will not forget you. Whew. See, I have inscribed you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are continually before me." That's a praise point right there, y'all. That's the praise point right there. You see what I'm saying? Just because you may be going through some hardship or not where you want to be doesn't mean that God has forgotten you. In spite of what you see physically, I need you to see spiritually. I believe it was Elijah and Elisha, and the army was coming to attack them. And as the army was coming to attack them, what happened? He said, "I pray that my servant sees that there's more of us than they." And what happened? Spiritually, it lit up. There was fire, chariots surrounding them. In spite of what it looked like physically, they were seeing what was going on spiritually. And this is a spiritual world that we live in, guys. Everything happens spiritually before it happens physically. That's why they say thoughts become things. What you think about and what you meditate on and what you allow yourself to digest through your eye gate, your ear gate, and through your heart gate will eventually take root if you continually digest that, and you will actually start to manifest those attributes and those things. So you have to be careful what you allow in. You have to be careful what you allow yourself to be opened up to. And I'm not saying you need to be closed off, but I'm saying you just need to use discernment, and it says it right here. God will remember Zion. God ain't forgot you, sir. God ain't forgot you, ma'am. It's just a season of seemingly looking like nothing is happening, but it is. When a seed is planted, whether good or bad, you don't know what's happening with that seed until it actually comes to fruition. And when it comes to fruition, when it comes to full growth, then and you'll be able to see whatever that tree is, whether it's good or bad, by the fruit it bears. Come on now. Shout out to the haters in the chat. Having anger toward everyone reaching success. Hey, man, you know what you can do. I ain't going to acknowledge anything else. I'm going to just say that. Thank you. But I will say this, in spite of everything that is transpiring, continue to be resilient. Continue to be thankful. Continue to be not only optimistic, but hopeful. Continue to know that it is going to get better in spite of, because God hasn't forgotten you. It may seem like he left you, but just because he's quiet, just because nothing has happened in that time frame, does not mean that you are not in the palm of his hand. What does it say? 49:16. See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hand. Whew. You know what that means, to be inscribed on the palm of the Most High's hand? Oh, beloved, that means you are fine. Oh, chosen, that means you are fine. Oh, star seed, you are fine. Oh, earth angel, you are fine. Oh, divine energy, you are fine. You just going through what was already written. And if you're walking in the path that you're called to, you are going to experience the greatest resistance. Now, for me, I've had some areas that have been under attack for a while. And if you've had any areas that have been under attack for a while, that is going to be where your greatest blessing comes from, because the enemy is trying to make you so bitter that in the area that you're being attacked, you can't praise and you can't champion for someone else. It speaks a lot to somebody's character when they're in a season of lack and they can't be happy for somebody else. Maybe your issue is you're looking for a relationship, whether you're a female or a male, and you've been doing what you need to do. You've been praying, you've been fasting, you've been abstaining from, fulfilling the lust that you have in your flesh, whatever that may be. And for whatever reason, you just haven't been able to find that person that you feel God has brought to you and that is supposed to build that kingdom legacy, that kingdom covenant together. But everyone else around you has that. People are having babies. People are going not on dates, but dating to marry, finding people who are not only suitable, but compatible with them and their soul and share the same values that they want to continually move forward in to progress the relationship to get to marriage. Everybody is seemingly looking happy, and all you can do is just look with the side eye and say, it's not me. Be careful with that attitude of ingratitude, because as I said, just because the Most High isn't saying anything, or you think he's not, he may be allowing you to see those things, to see the posture of your heart, to show you who you are. We're supposed to be mirrors. We're ambassadors of the Most High God. So if we're ambassadors of the Most High God, we're going to mirror him. And the only way we can mirror him is through not only by reading our word, praying and meditating, but by him allowing things to come to us to where we can show if what we've learned, not only are we applying, but we're understanding and understanding that this is for a reason. So your greatest area of resistance that you are facing, that's going to be where your blessing is going to come. That's going to be where your breakthrough is going to come. And there may be things that happen. Like I said, I use an example of a relationship. You may be homeless right now. Your area may be shelter. You may not have your own. You may be not dependent upon people, but dependent upon physical resources mandated by said state wherever you are. Are you going to be upset when someone actually gets a place before you? Are you going to be jealous? Are you going to sneer and say, man, I can't be happy for them because it's not me? Again, check the posture of your heart, because that says so much. That says if God is able to bless you and give you what you desire, or if he's like, you know what, this person really hasn't understood the universal law and hasn't understand my divine process, because they are spending time with me, but they are not allowing the word to penetrate their heart to where you can be excited for someone, even if it's an enemy. Whew. That's a different type of level of anointing that you carrying. And that only can happen if you're consecrating yourself and seeking the Most High God, and knowing that what someone has and what you don't have doesn't make you less. In spite of. You get what I'm saying, guys? In spite of. And again, I'm going to read it one more time before we hop off. It says in Isaiah 49:14-16, but Zion said, the Lord has forsaken me, and my Lord has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget, yet I will not forget you. See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hand. Your walls are continually before me. Guys, I just got to let you know, man, he didn't forget about you. Keep doing what works. Keep doing what is causing not necessarily chaos, because God is not the author of chaos or confusion, but he is the Prince of Peace. So if you have peace that surpasses all understanding in the middle of the storm, you're doing something right, because resistance isn't going to keep coming to something that isn't deemed worthy. That's why that area where you're getting the most resistance has not left. Not only do you need to pray, do you need to fast, do you need to seek God, but your heart posture needs to be right, and you need to keep going. So whoever this is for, because I know it's for me, in spite of everything that you see, keep going. In spite of all the slander, the gossip, the going. Because people who are focused on you and not focused on themselves, 10 times out of 10, they're miserable anyway. 10 times out of 10, they don't have a life, and they're being used by spirit because they've given up on what they thought they could have. So now they're unhappy, and they don't want to hope that you have it. They hope that you don't get it, and they want to tear down everything that you're doing. Be careful of people who are always watching your progress just to say something negative or a backhanded compliment about it. Rebuke them and keep it moving, and pray for them. Pray that God takes the bitterness out of their heart. Pray that they can become awoke spiritually to where they know that what they are doing is actually going to come back to them eventually, whether in this lifetime or the next. But most importantly, keep moving, beloved, in spite of. I love y'all, my Be The Gang. You never know when I'm going to hop back on here. We're just building a groove and, wanting spirit to just speak when spirit speaks. So pay attention if you're subscribed. Pay attention, like, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, get in that word. Not only get in that word, start to build a routine of understanding who you are through sitting with yourself through whatever may be going on, good or bad, and jot some stuff down. Look at the patterns that are happening and pay attention to them, because patterns don't happen for anything. They happen because we choose to continually do the same thing, whether right or wrong. So in spite of where you are, in spite of what's happening, keep going, and just know he ain't forgot about you. Later, Be The Gang.